We're here in Carrick-on-suir for the first major Irish rally event of the 2018 season. It's round one of the Valvoline Motorsport Ireland National Forestry Championship, the Willie Loughman Memorial Forest Rally.
Yes, behind the scenes, the organisers have been busy preparing for a return to rallying after the long winter break. Former competitor Richie Kern helped out baling and loading the straw bales used for the chicanes along the rally route. There were also lots of signs and tape to be put up as the Carrick-on-suir Motor Club put in every effort to ensure everything went smoothly on the 60th anniversary year of the club's inauguration. Massive supporter of rallying both on and off the stages, James Coleman took the helm as clerk of the course for this year's event. And he's really laid on something special for the 80 registered crews, headed by last year's winner, Josh Moffat.
It's good to be back. Last year was an unreal event and there was unreal competition last year, so we're hoping for more of the same this year.
We'll take today steady. It's been 3.5 years since we've been out last, so it's going to take us a while to get back in. So stages look to be slippy, but they're in good condition, so we'll give it a go and see what happens.
Making a long overdue return to rallying was former national champion Ray Breen, who was trying out an R5 Fiesta while his son Craig would be performing sweeper duties in a Mark II Escort.
Ray, a former champion in the forestry, it's fantastic to have you back to the championship.
Yeah, it was a sort of a mad moment maybe over Christmas. Craig has been on to me for quite some time to go and do something. We picked this one. It's 9 years to the day at the weekend since I've sat in a rally car, so it'll be interesting to say the least.
Craig, it's fantastic to have you back here in the forestry. You're sweeping today.
Yeah, all very much last minute. I was back obviously for our good friend Dougie's funeral during the week, and James needed a sweeper car for this weekend at 00, so I obliged. I didn't need much persuading, and yeah, looking forward to a bit of sliding in the forest today.
As mentioned by Craig, it was a sad start to the year for Irish rallying, as the legendary voice of Irish motorsport, Dougie Hughes, passed away in January. Former competitor turned commentator, Dougie was an extremely popular and knowledgeable presence in the rallying scene, and he'll be sorely missed by all those who knew him. We offer our deepest condolences to his family and friends. Let's take a look at what's in store for the competitors on this year's event now, where James Coleman and his team at Carrick Motor Club have laid on 9 stages, with 2 loops of the Faugheen and Anner stages comprising the first 4 stages. The next loop sees the crews tackle the short Clondonald and the infamous 18-kilometre Gertine stage for the first time, while the final loop consists of night drives over the Clondonald and 2 runs over a split Gertine stage. Josh Moffat and Stephen Thornton, who won this event in 2017, were top seeds and one of the top pre-event favourites in a Fiesta R5 and set fastest time on the opening stage. However, their challenge ended on stage 2 when they cut a corner too tight and the Monaghan crew lost their wheel and the chance of a second consecutive win on the rally. Andrew Purcell and Mark Wiley were surprised to take over the lead in stage 2 as they had to contend with a misfire and turbo sensor issue in their Fiesta R5. The local crew slipped to second place after stage 3 but set another fastest time on stage 4 to trail top spot by just 0.7 of a second. New York-based Monaghan driver Barry McKenna edged ahead of Purcell on stage 3, an impressive morning's work on his first drive in the Fiesta R5.
Slippy. 6 left, Slippy, go now, 250 down over bumpy, go now. Down then Trishy Kane, it's fast through. Go on, Gunner, 200 down the middle. That's a boy, 200 down the middle. Caution, 6 right over jump, and 200 and right over small crest and jumps. 230, stay right, go, 230 down over bumps. To a flat small crest 40, and flat crest go, 200, go, flat crest go, 200 down to a flat 6 right over the finish.
Barry, first loop down, how are you getting on?
Yeah, getting on good. Trying to get used to the car. Haven't drove this car before, just a bit of a test yesterday, so it'll take a while to get settled in.
Ger Lucy tends to punch above his weight in the Mitsubishi Evo 8, and he was up to 3rd after the opening loop, but the Corkman slipped to 4th place after the repeat run. The rallying McCann clan were out in force for the opening round of the championship, with Stephen McCann faring best in his Fiesta S2000. His dad Paul was out in a Skoda Fabia, while his sister Jenna was contesting the junior class in her Fiesta R2. After a costly overshoot on stage 1 dropped him to 23rd overall, Stephen made a remarkable comeback to climb to 3rd overall after 4 stages.
300 now, and tight 3 right into the distance. 3 right.
Monaghan driver Michael Carbon had been up to 3rd in his trusty Mitsubishi, but he lost some precious seconds on stage 4 and slipped to 5th. Oma's Niall McCullough was 6th overall and leading Group N, but wanted to soften the suspension settings to try and get some extra grip in his Evo 9. Liam Regan endured a half spin in his similar machine, a costly error with margins so tight. The Belfast driver trailed McCullough by 4 seconds in the Group N class. Fellow Antrim native Niall Henry was 1 second further back in 8th overall in his Class 20 Mitsubishi Evo 10. Last year's Group N runner-up, Conor McCourt, started well to lead the class after 1 stage, but he slipped to 3rd in class and 9th overall by the end of stage 4. Older brother Cahan McCourt had hoped his switch to a Citroen DS3 R5 would go well, but mechanical troubles forced early retirement for the Tyrone driver. Also out after an upgrade in machinery was Graham Colfer, who was holding 7th overall before retirement after stage 3. Understandably rusty after a 9-year hiatus from the sport, Ray Breen was taking the time to get back into the swing of things and held 10th overall in the Fiesta R5. Also dusting off the cobwebs after a layoff from rallying, Mick O'Brien was 7 seconds further back in his Fiesta WRC. A regular on the tarmac scene over the years, John Mulholland was making his Forest Championship debut in a Subaru N12B.
1 right over crest, 60 through the dip, 1 right, bump on dip, 80, 3 right.
And the stages, you've experienced them so far today. Your thoughts on forestry stages compared to tarmac?
I mean, all credit to the boys and the speed that they carry in these stages. I mean, we're deadly slow, but it's a learning curve. And it's a completely different driving style altogether. I think it could only benefit your driving.
Another tarmac regular making his forestry debut was Mark Nangle. Interestingly, Mark's navigator Ken Butterfield won this event in 1983, calling the notes for Joe McHale, that's Austin's brother, and the pair were really enjoying their cut in the woods. In the 2-wheel drive section, champion David Crossan was out to defend his title, but things didn't go to plan as he retired with mechanical trouble after the opener. Adrian Hetherington and Gary Nolan had a great opening loop to lead the category and hold 10th overall, but the Tyrone Cruise Rally came to an abrupt end on stage 3. Thanks to the strict safety regulations in rallying, the crew emerged unscathed from the accident.
I just lost her on the braking. She rolled down the road, caught the hedge and rolled down the road. Simple as that. Driver error, I think. Trying too hard.
Taking over the 2-wheel drive mantle was former champion and current national and border champion Mickey Conlon. The Monaghan driver heading into the championship on the back of a great season last year. Another former champion, Shane McGurr, held 2nd in class, 6 seconds adrift in the Toyota Starlet. 2 seconds off McGurr was Derryman Thomas O'Connell, who held 15th overall, with Monaghan's Emmett Sherry navigating in the escort. John Gordon had high hopes at the start of this event, but his escort lost a wheel after clipping a rock on the opening stage, but he did manage to put on the spare and get going again. Fourth in the two-wheel drive standings, but leader in the junior class was Cork crew John Sullivan and Padraig O'Donovan in the Fiesta R2. Pace is never an issue for Monaghan driver Derek Mackerel. It's the reliability of his Vauxhall Nova that has let him down over the past couple of seasons, but it was so far so good as he held second in the junior battle. Having won the hotly contested R2 category in the 2017 Tarmac Championship, James Wilson and Gavin Doherty decided to give the Forestry Junior Championship a go, and they held third in class in their Peugeot 208 R2. Marty Gallagher and Dean O'Sullivan were 3 seconds further back in their similar machine. 2017 Group N champions Jordan and Paul Hone switched to an Opel Adam to contest a number of championships in 2018. They were 5th in the junior class after 4 stages. Johnny Mulholland had been 5th before his Fiesta's steering rack broke on stage 3. They replaced it at service and were soon back on the pace.
Black crest at the top. Watch it, Johnny. Black crest at the top, and again 150 over bumps, keep on the tracks. 6 right over finish, slowing, 6 right over finish, right back, 60, care, finish Johnny, here. That's you, well done.
There were battles raging throughout the field, with Alan and James Commons leading the way in Class 12. Their sideways escort was just over 10 seconds ahead of the equally sideways Mark II of Emmett Cronin. No quarter being asked or given in Class 12.
Fast 3 right in, past the junction. Fast 3 right in here, past the junction. 300 up the hill. 1 right, 130 up the hill.
Leading Class 9 by just 3 seconds in a Suzuki Swift was Mick Boland. But having spent several years shooting rallies from behind a camera or operating a drone for On The Limit Sports, our own Lee Bracken decided to try out rallying for himself. It wasn't long before he found himself embroiled in a battle for Class 9 honours, holding second place in his newly built Honda Civic.
For 60, 5 left again. And then you have a 5 left kink into 5 right. So watch this now, watch the kink, there's a kink board on it. So you have a 5 left, 5 right.
Lee Bracken, how are you getting on your first rally ever?
Not too bad now, out of yeah. It's definitely different than being behind the drone or being behind the camera or something like that, you know. Getting used to the car, getting more confident anyway.
Back at the top of the field, it's Barry McKenna who holds a very slender lead over Andrew Purcell, but with 5 more stages, 3 in the dark, it's all to play for at the opening round of the championship.
The Carrick-on-suir Motor Club are certainly celebrating 60 years in motorsport in spectacular style this weekend with a truly sensational event. There's lots more action to come after the break. Do join us then.
Welcome back to Carrick-on-suir as the action continues at the opening round of the Valvoline Forest Rally Championship. The crews tackled 2 new stages on stage 5 and 6, and there was a new leader after the first run through the Clondonald and Gertine tests. Having sorted the misfire in his Fiesta R5, Andrew Purcell set 2 blistering times to move into a 30-second lead. Fortunes were reversed for Barry McKenna. The former leader suffered his own misfire across the 2 stages, hemorrhaging time to local man Purcell. Stephen McCann was holding his own in 3rd place and would now have 2nd place in his sights as he really got into the groove in his Fiesta S2000. Putting serious pressure on McCann for that third spot, however, was Michael Carman in the Mitsubishi. The Monaghan ace now just 4 seconds shy of a podium position. It really was a closely fought contest in Carrick, as Ger Lucy was just 3 seconds adrift in 5th, while Niall McCullough was a mere 1.9 seconds further back in 6th, heading into the night stages.
The first 6 stages were ran in the daylight, but in a genius twist, the Carrick-on-suir Motor Club are running the final 3 stages under the cover of darkness. Even more of a challenge for the competitors. Tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, all good. Just a bit apprehensive about the night stages now, but we had a good run in the last 2 there, so we'll keep doing more of the same.
Mick, have you ever driven in the dark before?
About 10 years ago.
Did you enjoy it then?
Oh, I did, yeah. This will be great crack.
Looking forward to it.
Definitely.
Before we see who emerges from the dark with the overall honours, we turn to the class battles now, and taking victory in Class 1 were Barry Hennessy and Stephen Scallon in the Honda Civic. Martin O'Brien and Brian McCarthy won Class 2 in their Citroen C2 R2 Max. In Class 4, the Group N category, 3rd place went to Liam Regan and David McElroy, who finished 11th overall in the Mitsubishi. Taking 2nd class and 8th overall were Conor McCourt and Caelan McKenna in an Evo 9. But with over 50 seconds to spare in the end, Niall McCullough and Ryan McCluskey took the Group N win and finished 5th overall. Last year's winner, Josh Moffat and Stephen Thornton, got their Fiesta fixed up and back on the stages to claim 2nd in Class 5. After 9 years out of the sport, the Class 5 trophy and fastest time on Stage 5 would have pleased Ray Breen as he finished 6th overall with Andy Hayes navigating. John Mulholland's debut drive on the Forests netted him 2nd in Class 7 with navigator Aidan O'Connor.
Good man. Okay, so we're on at 200 now. 2 left. And 2 left. Into 1 left. Into another 2 left. Into open hairpin left. 60.
Michael O'Brien took the Class 7 win and finished 9th overall with fellow Corkman Liam Brennan on the notes. Mick Boland and David Doyle had led Class 9 until breaking 2 rear shock absorbers in their Swift on Stage 5, and they had to settle for the runner-up spot behind class winners Lee Bracken and Francis Kelly. Not a bad debut for the erstwhile On The Limit sports cameraman. Mike Garrahy and Iarla McCarthy romped home to victory unopposed in Class 10. Despite plenty of competitors in Class 11F, it was a dominant win with over 2 minutes to spare for Kieran Lynch and Adam Power in the Civic.
Easy up, just flat 1 left over crest to the top. Oh, and 40, flat crest, and right hand crest jump 40. 1 left, loose. And right hand crest, middle over crest jump. And 40 over loose, 2 left in. 2 left in into 1 right past the junction, 100 jump. And caution, 1 right over jump into 3 right over crest. Caution over this now. 3 right in over crest, down to sharp 4 right.
Class 11R was won by James Dunphy and Shane Gaisley in the Toyota Corolla. Alan and James Cummins had led Class 12 until an off-road incident on Stage 6 caused mechanical damage that led to retirement. Despite 1 or 2 minor moments along the way, Emmett Cronin and Adam Coffey took the Class 12 honours after a great battle with Commons. Thomas O'Connell and Emmett Sherry were leading Class 13 and 2nd in the 2-wheel drive standings going into the final stage, but they slid off the road in the dark, losing 10 minutes before eventually taking 2nd in class and 50th overall. Showing that it sometimes pays off to keep going, John Gordon and Thomas Wedlock went from 77th place after their Stage 1 puncture to finish 29th overall and win Class 13 in their Escort. Top of Class 14 and quickest overall 2-wheel drive crew were Mickey Conlon and Kieran McPhillips, who finished 10th overall on the opening round of the championship.
Mick, Mikey, huge competition in the two-wheel drive today, but to come home in first place, it must be all the sweeter.
It is indeed, yeah. A few boys had a few issues and we just kept it all together now, so good start of the year.
John Reid and Enda Shields won Class 15 and finished 16th overall in their Corolla. In Class 16, the junior class, Jenna McCann took to the woods after taking the junior championship in the Tarmac series in 2017. It proved a challenging day in the Fiesta R2, but she got to the finish and will surely be one to watch again in 2018.
Big caution, slow, 2 right, onto crest, only 40 hairpin, left. Slow 2 right, only 40 hairpin left. You're fine, hairpin left out, first gear. Well done.
Derek Mackerel and Murren Hayes moved into the lead of the junior class on stage 5 and held it until the penultimate stage, when once again reliability issues in the Nova caused a bitterly disappointing retirement. No problems for Jody McManus and Martin Conley, who took 3rd in class and finished 20th overall in the Fiesta R2. Also in the Fiesta were runners-up John Sullivan and Padraig O'Donovan, who finished 17th overall. But with over 30 seconds to spare in the end, James Wilson and Gavin Doherty won the junior class on their debut drive in the Forests, finishing 14th overall in the Peugeot 208 R2.
Fantastic experience. Definitely wasn't expecting that today, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. We came off the Tarmac Championship last year with the R2 win, so our goal this year is the British Championship, and we're hopefully going to get all these Irish Forestry rounds in as well.
In the M. O'Brien Plantire J1000 Junior Championship, Aoife Gahan and Mikey Walsh were going well until they put their Chevrolet Spark off the road and got stuck on stage 5. Scottish crew Peter Beaton and Paul Gallagher led the category after stage 1, but after sustaining damage to their Peugeot 107 on stage 6, the car then ground to a halt on stage 7. Jason and Matthew Murphy got their title defence off to a great start, as they were the only crew to reach the finish.
It was a very tough day, very good stages, but there was a bit of luck involved in it as well. Unfortunately, the other two retired, but I know we had a good day.
There was disappointment on the final loop for Michael Carbon and Conor Mohan, who retired their Class 20 Mitsubishi, having been pushing for an overall podium finish. Joe Haggerty and David Turkington took 3rd in Class 20 and finished 12th overall. Ger Lucy put in another strong showing to take 2nd in Class 20 and 7th overall with navigator JJ Kremen. On one of his best performances to date, Niall Henry took the Class 20 win and finished 4th overall, with Damien Duffin calling the notes in the Mitsubishi Evo 10. Stephen McCann and Kane Traynor put in a fine performance to claim 3rd overall in their Fiesta Super 2000. Barry McKenna and Leon Jordan had to settle for the runner-up spot in Carrick-on-suir, finishing 19 seconds behind winners Andrew Purcell and Mark Wiley in a similar Fiesta R5. After some mechanical issues early on, the local crew were delighted to take a hard-earned victory at the opening round of the championship.
A very hard day. We made it hard work on ourselves, but in the end it all paid off. Great team effort by everybody to get us to the end. Absolutely thrilled.
So there's confirmation of the results, and after an exciting start to the season, the bar has been set high by Carrick Motor Club.
What a start to the Valvoline Motorsport Ireland National Forestry Championship. It had it all. A competitive entry, challenging stages, and to top it all off, a loop in the dark. Join us next time when we head to Limerick. We'll see you then.